This going. Here we are going to be doing a 2022 Dynasty startup draft, but we are going to be including rookie picks. Now, of course, I need to go through and explain how these rookie picks are going to go off. I know the majority of y'all understand this by now, but I guarantee there are some people who don't. So, of course, we can't go through and just automatically load up the rookies on Sleeper just yet. So we are going to be drafting kickers as the rookie picks. So if I want to take the rookie 101 in the 2023 class, I'll take the first kicker off the board. If I want to take the rookie 103, I'll take the third kicker off the board, and so on and so on and so on. But as I set this up, please, if you have not done so already, fix your life. Go down there, drop a like on this live stream. Subscribe to the channel if you play Dynasty Fantasy Football. And if you want to be able to come out to our next live stream and actually draft with us, make sure that you hit the bell next to that subscribe button. We're going to be doing this very often. And of course, if you want to check out any of these player props on Underdog Fantasy, you can go to the link in the live chat description comment section. When you sign up with promo code FLOCK, they're going to match your first deposit dollar for dollar up to 100. So it's pretty much free to check out. And only with promo code FLOCK are you going to get this a free Patrick Mahomes bet. Super excited that we are able to get you that. Of course, I worked my butt off too. Now, I think that should be it. Let's go through. Let's dive into this draft. We're going to start this bad boy off. I'm picking at the 106 here. Not the 106. I mean, I kind of get lucky in that we are going to be able to get a pick very often. We're not going to have to be sitting around for 24 picks or so. But one thing that I realized we need to do is probably turn this timer way the hell down so we don't want to be here all day. Let's go to 30 seconds like it is on Underdog. Okay, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Now we are not going to be sitting around all day. Noah on the clock. Happy to see Noah out here. See what he is going to end up doing with this pick. I mean, I'm assuming he's going QB. Obviously, this is going to be a super flex draft. You have Mahomes going off of the 101. You have Josh Allen going off of the 102. I think that's what 99% of your startup drafts are going to look like this year. Some combination of, oh my gosh. Y'all know in the offseason we were calling Deshaun Watson a top 5 pick in Dynasty Fantasy Football startups. But to take him out of Herbert, take him out of Burrow at this point seems very aggressive. So now I think we're at a difficult spot if we're not going to be able to go with Watson. Probably going to go ahead and fire up Mr. Justin Jefferson here at the 106. I mean, I think we are kind of in no man's land. You could go in a multitude of different ways. Just very thrown off with that Deshaun Watson selection there. I mean, I'm not going to blame anybody for it at all. Definitely not going to blame anyone for it. Let's see what Alex decides to do afterwards. I mean, I think you can probably keep on hitting wide receiver here if you want to go ahead and take Jamar Chase. I think Jamar Chase probably be the only other wide receiver off the board in this range, but nope. Instead, he goes Jalen Hurts. Not going to fault anybody for locking in their starting quarterback in that Superflex format right at the very top of it, right in the first round. And if there's anything you disagree with that I decided to do in this draft, if you disagreed with my Justin Jefferson selection at the 106, can you please just go through? Let me know in the live chat. If you're watching this as a video later on, make sure you let me know down there in that comment section. I truly do appreciate your input. And I mean, hell, I'm excited to hear what you have to say because we are about to be in the thick of things with Dynasty Fantasy Football Leagues, of course. So we have Kenneth Walker going off of the 110 as the first running back off the board. I mean, I've talked about this in a few videos now. I mean, obviously, we've started up the Dynasty videos more consistently as of late. I have no idea who the hell the running back one is in Dynasty. I think there's the tier of 4 players. I think you could go Taylor, Walker, Bijan Robinson, and even this guy at the top of ADP here in Najee Harris. Obviously, I'm joking. Obviously, I'm joking, ladies and gentlemen. Do not think I'm trying to say Najee Harris should be here. I mean, one thing horrible about Sleeper is the ADP. I don't know how they can't fix this ADP by now. Like, one great thing about Underdog is that ADP is on point. Like, obviously, it's a little easier for Underdog to do it, at least I would imagine, because Underdog is all best ball, so you kind of have a better idea. Rather than Sleeper just being every single type of format. But it's weird that this ADP is always no bueno. Now, Justin Fields goes off the board at the 201. So we did a Dynasty Superflex startup mock draft like a month ago. We ended up taking Justin Fields, I believe, at the 207. Yeah, you got Tua Tagovailoa. Oh my gosh, everybody making sure that they're getting their quarterback here. Every single person. I think I know what I'm going to do. I don't necessarily know how many people would agree with us on it. You know what I should probably do, ladies and gentlemen? Let's go ahead and pull up our Dynasty rankings. If I work my butt off to make these Dynasty rankings, why am I not going to have them pulled up? And the 101 off the board, I was going to take it. I mean, I specifically put myself in this area. I specifically put myself around the 207 so I could take the 101, get our guy Bijan Robinson in here. So now that the top 4 running backs are off the board, it's going to be a little more difficult. Do I just keep it with the wide receiver position? Do we just take the safe bet of CeeDee Lamb? I feel like at this point, we've already seen a quarterback teardrop. Unless I wanted to end up going Lawrence. I would take Lamb over the 102, most likely. So let's start off this league with the combo of, oh my gosh, this is tough. Let's go CeeDee Lamb and Justin Jefferson in the first and second round. Jared going Davante Adams. Dear God, my friend, do you not know Davante Adams was drafted in 2014? Dear God. Trevor Lawrence does go to 209. So after Lawrence, I mean, we went through and updated our Dynasty rankings yesterday, I believe. And after Lawrence at 12, we have Cousins sitting there at 13. And it is just a massive drop-off. Like, it seems like after the top 12 quarterbacks in Dynasty, the next tier of guys is all jumbled up where it's so hard to pick one from another. I really don't know which direction we're ever going to take it, but Kyle Pitts off the board as the first tight end here. I mean, if you're looking at my Dynasty rankings, we are going to have Kyle Pitts. I mean, a tier behind it. We have him at 2. We have him behind Andrews, but if you wanted to take Kyle Pitts over Andrews, I'm not going to fault you for it. Brees Hall goes off the board 212. Chan asking if we consider Trevor Lawrence there at all. Not necessarily. Like, I mean, if we would have had Tua Tagovailoa, if we would have had Justin Fields making it to us at the 207, I probably would have gone with one of those quarterbacks. But once you have those guys off, I'm not going to take Lawrence in the middle of the second. I haven't seen enough from Lawrence. I know we've had a good 3 games. I mean, a little 3-game stretch here, but with Lawrence, we've seen him fail over and over and over again. Now, Noah going Brees Hall, Javonte Williams. I don't know if both of those were autos. I don't know exactly what happened there. I mean, it seems like it would be a natural thing to go through if you just wanted to punt this year entirely and just go, okay, let's bet on some talented running backs that will be back next season to double tap that position. But now we have A.J. Brown going at the 302. So start to get an idea of who we're going to be going with here. Of course, y'all can all see the entire playlist as well. Mark Andrews goes off of the 303. I most likely would have gone with Mark Andrews if he would have fallen to us. And going back to what we were previously saying, this is not a great list by sleeper in terms of the ADP, so you do have to be willing to scroll a bit. I've already figured out where we're going to take this. Yeah, Barkley off the board. We're going to take the rookie pick 102 here. So with that 102, obviously it's way too early to know what we would do with it. We could either wait until later in the offseason, let it increase in trade value, and then go through and see what we could get for it. Or we could instead possibly take Jahmyr Gibbs. We could take CJ Stroud. You could take Bryce. I don't freaking know what we're doing with the 102. We just know that this is going to be an asset that continues to gain in value. I think this is a very fair price point to be taking it. So we're going to lock it in. I like ascending assets in the offseason, and I'm just trying to accumulate a ton of picks here. And yeah, we have the 103 going off the board to get some water. I mean, I honestly probably would have taken the 103 there in the middle of the third as well. I think I was going to take a rookie pick there no matter what once we had someone like Andrews off the board. Okay. Now, we have a question in the chat from Casey. Says, Javonte for a late 2023 first. Well, my friend, you see where Javonte Williams goes in this startup draft. Javonte Williams goes between the 101 and the 102. I'm not saying I agree with that evaluation, but if you're using this Dynasty startup mock draft as an example of what you may come to expect, hell, it looks like he's worth an early first, at least based off this. And I'm honestly very comfortable with our team. I know that we are a little unbalanced through the first 3 rounds. It doesn't really matter in Dynasty. If this was a real league, we'd have the entire offseason to go through, make trades, figure out how we need to rebalance our roster. I think that we would be in a very good spot in general. But now T. Higgins off the board at the 310. DK Metcalf at the 309. I actually prefer Higgins over Metcalf. I mean, T. Higgins is pretty damn young. We got the 104 off the board here as well. So just give you an idea of who the 104 is going ahead of. Going ahead of all these quarterbacks. I don't think you're going to argue against that whatsoever. Going ahead of all these running backs, let's say maybe the next best running back rank is going to be CMC, depending on your team construction. Wide receiver, I mean, you could take this in a couple different directions. Tight end, I'd say the best option maybe sitting there at TJ Hawkinson. But just to give you an idea, we have Tyreek Hill off the board at the 312. I mean, I can't blame you at all if you decide to go ahead and take Tyreek Hill there. I mean, with Tyreek Hill, this is a wide receiver that is arguably the wide receiver 1 rest of season from a redraft perspective. He's younger than you would assume. Like, what's crazy is, if you pull up Tyreek Hill's age here, talked about this in our Dynasty wide receiver rankings video. Tyreek Hill right now is 28. Tyreek Hill's 28, turns 29 in March. Cooper Kupp is 29, turns 30 in June. Cooper Kupp's a year older than Tyreek Hill. I mean, I would have never guessed that if I'm going to be honest. Now, we got Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave going off 401, 402. Really love the selections. I would have gone ahead and I would have taken one of these receivers if they would have made it back to us at the 407. Love those wide receiver picks. Okay. Harris says, will Jameson Williams be better than Amon-Ra St. Brown for fantasy? Hell to the no, my friend. I think maybe you make the argument Jameson Williams could be a better option than Amon-Ra St. Brown from a real life perspective, given the fact that you have obviously the elite speed with Jameson Williams, where possibly he goes through any stretch NFL's defenses. He provides a lot of value to the Detroit Lions offense and how defensive coordinators have to game plan for Jameson Williams. But Amon-Ra St. Brown's that wide receiver that's getting a ton of target volume underneath. Like, I would easily rather have Amon-Ra St. Brown over Jameson Williams. I don't want to think about it too much either. Okay. Now we have Pickens off the board at the 404. So we have a nice little run on rookie wide receivers. Let's see if Get Some Water decides to go with another rookie pick. I believe we're on the 105 right now. So no, he takes Austin Eckler before the 105. Josh Jacobs goes as well. I'm not going to go quarterback. I hate the quarterbacks in this range. Do I take the 105? We're going to take the 105. We're going to just continue to stack up flexibility. I mean, with that rookie pick, it's going to be very difficult for it to lose value from this point to May. I feel like it is going to end up having significantly more value than any other asset on the board right now. Once we get to the dead point of the Dynasty offseason, we talked about this in a recent video where everybody's just going to be sitting here thinking, oh my gosh, I need to build my team for the next 5 years. So I like having the optionality with the 103 and the 105. I mean, if you just run through some of the rookies right now, you can get to 5 very talented players quickly. And obviously there's going to be a lot that just comes out of, there's going to be a lot of information coming out of nowhere. A lot will change. But Burke's going off at the 410. I mean, if we were going to be looking at Treylon Burks versus our selection of the rookie pick 105, I mean, I feel like Treylon Burks was going at the 105 in this year's NFL draft. Haven't necessarily seen a ton from Treylon Burks to make me think that he is all of a sudden someone we're more excited about. People were claiming that this 2023 rookie class is way better than the 2022. Now they're trying to tell us that the 2024 rookie class is way better than the 2023. Like we hear all the time. If y'all are new to Dynasty Fantasy Football, this is something that has happened literally since I started playing in 2014. I mean, in 2014, everybody knew it was a phenomenal class. But in 2015, that's when it started. Every single year, people are going, okay, next year, is the great class. This year's garbage. Next year's the great class. Next year's the great class. Next year's the great class. So, I mean, I think 9 times out of 10, you probably should just be going through and discounting the rookie picks into the future because that they are significantly further away and you're going to have less options of what you can actually do with them. Now, that's not to say ignore the players in the following class, but I really don't think we should be sitting here and be overconfident with our ability to project it when we're years out in advance, when we know that we're already, and by we, I mean the Dynasty fantasy football community is already really bad at getting this year's rookie class right. And that's when we have all the information. Now, we have the 106 going off the board at the 502. Chris Godwin goes. God, Russell Wilson falling this far. Talk about a steal. Am I right, ladies and gentlemen, or am I right? Let's go. Let's pull up our Dynasty rankings, figure out where we want to go. Just want to look at the highest ranked player I have at every position. Get a good idea of which direction we would take this. Hollywood Brown goes. So you know what I may do? TJ Hawkinson or the 107, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to go the 107. I know people are probably looking at me like I'm crazy, but y'all realize how the Dynasty fantasy football offseason plays out, right? Y'all realize the Dynasty owner psychology. I can guarantee you, and I repeat, guarantee you with 100% certainty that if I go through and send out a poll on Twitter when we get to March, when we get to April, when we get to May, would you rather have the 107, Chris Godwin, Michael Pittman Jr., or Hollywood Brown? Every single person's going to say the 107. I like having the optionality. I like being able to make those moves. So yeah, let's go ahead. Let's stay flexible here. Let's get the 107 coming in. And I know this is looking like a boring startup draft because we just locked in Jefferson, Lamb, and then a bunch of rookie picks. I don't know. I like it. I like it. Now, Deebo Samuel at the 509. Yeah, like I can guarantee you. Hawkinson was the guy that I was thinking of, but if you just sit here and think of it, what has more value in the middle of the offseason? TJ Hawkinson or the rookie pick 107? I know for a damn fact it's the 107, so why would I do anything else? Yeah, Trip Crown says, yeah, I wouldn't trade the 107 for any of those guys if I knew it was the 107. Yeah, and that's how this is. So the 108 goes off the board here at the 510. And really quick, if you have not dropped a like in this live stream yet, fix your life. Go down there, drop a like on the stream. It does help us out a ton. I mean, we are trying to get y'all significantly more Dynasty content than we were earlier this season. I mean, y'all know Dynasty is what I truly love. We started off on YouTube as a strictly Dynasty fantasy football channel. Frymuth goes at the 511. I'm sorry that we're showing y'all the kickers. Let's go through and let's show off every position just so you can have some kind of idea of what we're looking at. Nick Chubb goes to the 512. Really like the Nick Chubb selection. That's where I would have gone if he would have come back, if he would have made it back to us. Jamison Williams, 6-1. I like the Jamison Williams pick as well. I was not a big Jamison Williams guy this offseason because a lot of people were taking Jamison Williams over Chris Olave. I thought that was obnoxious. I thought that was horrible. But hell, now that we're close to getting Jamison Williams to return and you're getting a significant discount on him compared to where he was going previously, like this is where he should have been going all along. I'm completely fine with this Jamison picks. Now, the 109 off the board, I believe. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, that's the 109. So if you were to go with the rookie pick at this point, it'd be the 10th pick overall. Like I said, this sleeper ADP is horrendous, so you really can't go by it. Like, it's nice drafting on underdog in comparison because really the only players you would even consider are at the very top of the board. Derek Carr off. Interesting pick with Derek Carr there. Kirk Cousins goes. Cousins would have been a good selection if you would have made it back to us. Obviously, it is super flex. We do need to be thinking about quarterback. I may go off the board, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, if you look at our roster, pretty young. We're going to go off the board. We're going to go get Christian Watson here at the 607. I mean, maybe we're reaching on Christian Watson, but just based off the roster construction that we have, just based off the fact that we are built around these rookie picks, I know Christian Watson, there's no way in hell he's going to keep up what he's done over the past 3 weeks where, Ramondre Stevenson's a way better selection. Ramondre Stevenson is a way better selection. Bravo to Jared. Good pick on Ramondre. I wish we would have gone with Ramondre. I mean, obviously, you have no Damian Harris in New England next year. Ramondre Stevenson's look like Alvin Kamara. Great pick. Going back to what you were saying earlier, I mean, I'm going to blame this one on the sleeper ADP. Okay, that's not on us. That's on the sleeper ADP. Great pick with Ramondre Stevenson there. Okay, so Russell Wilson off the board. I wonder if we see Zach Wilson on the way back around. George Kittle goes. So Noah decides to go with the bully tight end here. Takes DJ Moore as his first wide receiver at the 701. Okay, let's make sure we're scrolling, all right? We're not making that mistake again. God, that was such a good Ramondre Stevenson selection. Okay, so let's see what we have after Judy and DJ Moore. We got Amari Cooper going at the 703. So Amari drafted back in 2015, drafted at 20 years old at Alabama, still pretty young. Devonta Smith, 704. He was the best wide receiver on the board for us. We actually have him ranked ahead of Christian Watson, I'm pretty sure. But the reason we go Watson is just because we built so young around all those rookie picks. So I like the Devonta Smith pick. See what Jared decides to do. I mean, he's just been crushing us up until this point. At least he did this last round. Goes Pollard at the 705. What point do we try to catch the falling knife here with Dalvin? Sure, we'll do it. We'll go Dalvin Cook at the 706. Not too excited about it, but if you compare Dalvin at the 706 compared to like Eckler at the 405, Henry at the 508, CMC in the 4th, Chubb 512, Mixon 602. Like, I'm not jumping up and down for this Dalvin Cook pick here, but I'm okay with it. Stafford would have been a pick for us, but I thought he would have made it back to us. I thought there was an outside chance Stafford was going to make it back, so that's on me there. Mike Williams goes after this. Can y'all let me know in the live chat? Where would you rather go? Would you rather have Matthew Stafford or Dalvin Cook? I think on our roster, maybe Stafford should have been the pick. Jahan Dotson. Dobbins goes to the 7-9. Very surprised to see the Dobbins pick. Yeah, most people saying Stafford. I agree with y'all. I thought there was an outside chance we were going to get Stafford on the way back around. McLaurin goes here at the turn. And like I said, please give me every one of your opinions on our selections. If you think there's something I could do better after we make it, please don't be afraid to don't hold back at all in the live chat. Really do value your opinion. Okay, so let me see what rookie pick we are on right now. Okay, so we've had a great Kenny Pickett pick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think we're on the 111. Is that true? Either the 111 or the 112. Yeah, I love the Kenny Pickett selection. I think you can make an argument that we should have taken Kenny Pickett over Dalvin Cook as well. Rogers says he would have gone Lawrence over Lamb for the second pick. I don't know. I mean, I just don't think I've seen enough from Lawrence. Like, Lawrence has been pretty damn bad so far in his first 2 years. He's been a lot better this season, especially over the past month or so. But still. Let's go position by position here. Schultz goes to the 803. I do like that Jahan Dotson selection. Let's pull up my rankings. Okay, I think I know what we're doing. We're going to make a strong pivot halfway through this draft. We are going to be staying flexible. This would be a team that we have to make a decent amount of trades with through the course of the offseason. We would be shipping players in and out fast on this team. Let's see what Alex decides to do. Alvin Kamara. So, like I said, we are going to make a strong pivot. We loaded up on the rookie picks, the young assets. We have that core. But I think we're going to continue to take value, at least if I can. I thought I saw someone here. Yeah, we have DeAndre Hopkins sitting down here at the 807. So we're going to take Hopkins. We're going to take an older asset. I mean, if we're going to compare him to maybe someone like Kupp, who's pretty much the same age, going at the 49. I mean, I like the value that we're getting with DeAndre Hopkins. Took Dalvin with the last pick as well. So it's a very interesting build. Of course, we'd have the entire offseason to go through and make trades where we would need to. Let me know what y'all are thinking of this DeAndre Hopkins pick. I know most people would go Ayuk. Obviously, DeAndre Hopkins is old as hell here, but it is what it is. With someone in the chat telling us go Mac Jones. The issue with Mac Jones is I just don't necessarily see where the ceiling is. Like, there's no passing volume whatsoever. On top of there being no passing volume whatsoever, we know he's literally never going to run the ball. So, I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying Mac Jones is a bad pick. Like, you would wish that they maybe change some things with how they're running this Patriots offense. I think a lot has to do with the fact as well that they just have no weapons for him. Their number one weapons are Ramondre Stevenson in the passing game. It's hard to ask a lot from Mac Jones if that's going to be the case. Now, Aaron Rodgers goes off at the 8-12, so ahead of Mac Jones there. Other quarterbacks, you have Brady, Wilson, Jameis, Tannehill, Ryan, Mills. Okay, y'all can still see what's happening. I believe that's the 201, right? Let's count this out. We got 1. We took the second one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. No, that was the 202 there. Dameon Pierce going all the way down at the 902. I think this has maybe something to do with Sleeper's ADP being messed up, because I'd imagine that 99% of people prefer Dameon Pierce over the past 10 running backs, or maybe that's a little bit of an exaggeration, but over the past 8 running backs that were selected ahead of him. Now we get Dallas Goedert going off of the 904. See what Jared decides to do after. I mean, Jared has been crushing this draft. He's done so damn good. I don't like the Devontae Adams pick at all in the second. But outside of that, I really do like it. And here, we'll go ahead and take Mac Jones. Take Mac Jones as our first quarterback. I mean, I don't really see much upside with the pick, but we need someone. We know he's probably going to have a starting job. Maybe something changes. He is still pretty damn young. Now, Evans goes at the 907. So, Evans actually a year younger than DeAndre Hopkins, I'm pretty sure. Evans drafted in 2014 compared to Hopkins in 2013. Both were incredibly young at the time they were drafted. Now, Keenan Allen going off. Okay, what we need to do is we just need to minimize this little thing. We have not done a Dynasty live stream in a while, ladies and gentlemen. So, I apologize for a little rusty here. But James Cook going off the board. I mean, based off what we saw yesterday, the Cook pick looks very good. Devin Singletary not under contract next year. You have A.J. Dillon going off at the 9-10 as well. Juju Smith-Schuster. Calvin Ridley goes off there at the end of the 9th. So in terms of quarterbacks we could still be looking at, obviously this team needs a quarterback, but the thing is, who the hell would I realistically take? I mean, going through and ranking these guys is pretty much impossible. If we're looking at running back, I mean, there's maybe one name that sticks out to us. Depends on which way we want to take the team. Wide receiver, there are a few. You got Geno Smith going off at the 10:01. Christian Kirk, I like the Christian Kirk selection. Tight end, there's just absolutely nothing as well. Looks like, I don't know if we're going to be taking a tight end anytime soon. And if you are just now coming in here, the kickers are rookie draft picks. So if you take the first kicker, you have the first rookie pick. If you take the second kicker, you have the second rookie pick, etc. Now we got Gabe Davis going off the board at the 10:03. Honestly, I was going to take Gabe Davis with our next pick, but it is what it is. It is what it is. James Conner at the 10:05. That was the one running back that was sticking out to us. God dang, what the hell am I supposed to do now? What am I supposed to do now? Okay. Scroll, try to find something last minute. Yes, Calvin Ridley was already selected. Damn. Do we just panic and take Elijah Moore? I probably would rather have Rondale Moore than Elijah Moore, if we're going to be honest. Let's go ahead and let's get Rondale Moore. Rondale Moore's actually been fine at points this season. The question is, will Rondale Moore ever be able to stay healthy? I mean, difficult question to answer based on what we've seen with Rondale Moore. I mean, his rookie year, now this year. But when he's been on the field, Rondale Moore has been pretty damn good. So we'll go ahead. Well, we'll panic, take him. I mean, we have DeAndre Hopkins as well. Maybe we're building in something with this Arizona court. We had some people telling us Danny Dimes. The thing is, all these quarterbacks are about the same. I think we're going to be able to get someone on the way back around. Darnell Mooney's someone I wasn't considering at all. I mean, with Darnell Mooney, we've just talked about this over and over again. You are looking at a horrendous situation with this Chicago Bears quarterback play in that Justin Fields has literally had one game this season with over 200 passing yards. Now, of course, Justin Fields himself can be fine because Justin Fields is a running back, essentially. But his receivers, I don't know if they're really ever going to be sitting here with much value. Courtland Sutton, I mean, the most overrated player in Dynasty coming into the offseason. I mean, coming into the season, going off the board there at the 10-11. Elijah Moore, 10-12. That's where we were going to take him. I think at this point, we need to go through and revisit how many rookie picks have gone off the board yet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So we're on the 204. Rookie pick 204 right now. So we're to the point of the rookie class that at this point of the process, you should not feel too comfortable at all about assuming that you just know exactly how the rookie draft's going to go. And real quick, if you have not dropped a like in the live stream yet, please go down there and hit that like button. Okay, so as we look at these players, we need to ask ourselves out loud. Now we're in the 205. Would I rather have player X or the 205? Would I rather have Michael Thomas or the 205? Would I rather have Cole Kmet or the 205, etc.? Now we're on the 206. Wan'Dale Robinson off the board. Well, with Wan'Dale tearing his ACL, I'm very, very worried. I mean, that's one thing that I think we've learned the painful way is to not get your hopes up too much with those players coming off torn ACLs, especially later on in the year. Like I was the guy drafting J.K. Dobbins this offseason. I'll be the first person to admit it. Tyler Algier goes off. So, yeah, this is what we were saying. We were going to get these quarterbacks making it back to us. So, let's go ahead. We'll take Danny Dimes here at the 1106 to pair up with Mac Jones. Who knows what our quarterback room's really like? Maybe this is Bryce Young. Maybe this is C.J. Stroud. Maybe we're looking at Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, Mac Jones, Daniel Jones as our quarterbacks. But you just have no idea. This could be Jahmyr Gibbs. I mean, it's the 102. We can go in any direction that we want. It's the 105. We're still going to get an elite level prospect. Now, Allen Lazard goes off the board. Running back, I guess maybe Fournette would be the best option. Fournette still is under contract. Like, I don't think the Bucs can get out of the contract next year with Leonard Fournette. Really like the Romeo Doubs selection. Great Romeo Doubs pick. None of those receivers at the very top are intriguing at all. Gotta scroll down far, though, with how bad this ADP is. Okay, we're not going to go that far. We're not going that far. Tight end, I mean, it's just a crapshoot. What's the difference between David Njoku, Irv Smith Jr., Trey McBride, I mean, Cole Kmet, Dawson Knox? They're all the freaking same. That's why we almost did consider T.J. Hawkinson until we went with the 107 instead. So Cam Akers goes off the board here at the end of the 11th. Looks like that was an auto pick. Harris says David Njoku is great? Question mark. Okay, my friend, let's look this up. Not saying David Njoku is not the best option at tight ends, but to say that he is great and significantly better than all these other options. David Njoku sitting about 10.5 fantasy points per game. Wide receivers that are within 2.5 of that. Jawan Johnson, Greg Dulcich, Daniel Bellinger, Taysom Hill, Tyler Conklin, Hayden Hurst, Dalton Schultz, Gerald Everett, Tyler Higbee, Pat Frymuth. Like, let's not sit here and try to act like David Njoku is phenomenal. David Njoku may very well be the best tight end on the board, but still, I don't want to sit here and act like he's phenomenal. Okay, now Alec Pierce goes to the 204. Okay, so if you were going to take quarterback, I'm assuming... Actually, I don't know. You go Brady? Actually, no, you don't. Okay, so we got another rookie pick off the board, so I think rookie picks are probably not going to be what I'm chasing right now. How old is Tyler Lockett? 30? Lockett, or what freaking running back would we even draft? God knows if he'll be playing next year, but what we need to do is we need to have a leader in the locker room, right? We have a bunch of young players here. We have the 102, the 105, the 107. We need someone in there that's actually going to be able to show them the ropes, show them how to practice, help them develop. So just from a locker room perspective, like, what is Zach Wilson going to add to my locker room here with the team? Nothing. Tom Brady's bringing a lot of experience. Tom Brady is going to be able to help these young guys out. I mean, take Mac Jones, take Daniel Jones under his wing, and possibly take a CJ Stroud, possibly take a Bryce Young under his wing. So I think if we take Brady, maybe the pick itself isn't phenomenal, but what it can do for the rest of the roster could pay off dividends. Now we got David Bell at the 1203. Some people in the chat not liking the David Bell pick. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. I think that David Bell is about to have an emergence whenever we're looking at Deshaun Watson coming in. I think we're about to get a David Bell emergence. There you go. Michael Thomas going off the board at the 12-12. Isaiah Pacheco at the 1302. Phenomenal pick. I hate to use this excuse. It's a lazy excuse, but if Sleeper's ADP was appropriate, I would have bet that Isaiah Pacheco would have gone significantly before this. I definitely would have taken Isaiah Pacheco before Tom Brady. So a phenomenal pick, finding Isaiah Pacheco there. It's a lazy excuse. It should be something that I'm not using as much as we are. But I feel like Isaiah Pacheco should have gone way before that. Let's make sure we're scrolling down here. Okay, we're going to go ahead. We're going to take Jimmy Garoppolo. We're just going to get a lot of shots at quarterback, see what ends up happening. I mean, if these guys are starters, I feel like we could get more value for them than where they're currently being taken in this draft. So it kind of is what it is. But, yeah, great. I think the highlight pick here is going to be that Isaiah Pacheco selection at 1302. I mean, currently the starting running back for the Kansas City Chiefs as a rookie. Going that late, it's hard to make an argument against that pick. Randy asking how them underdog teams are doing. Considering my three most drafted players this year, Josh Jacobs at 1, Patrick Mahomes at 2, and Jalen Waddle at 3, I have posted our underdog results so far on Twitter, and I have not been able to find a single person this season that has better results than us. Of course, it really helps when your top three players are Jacobs, the number one league-winning player this year, Mahomes, the probably number one league-winning quarterback. He's the number one quarterback overall, and we were drafting him in the middle of the fifth. And then Jalen Waddle, I mean, a borderline top 5 wide receiver so far that we are getting the 4th round. So it helps when you hit your 3 most drafted players are the 3 biggest hits in fantasy. I'll say I'll never be able to live up to what we just did this season because literally I can't find another person on the internet that has as good of results as we do, but it is what it is, just casual flex. Now Elijah Mitchell at the 13-11. Dawson Knox, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I mean, I feel like at this point there are just no bad picks. Okay, I got my selection, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if he makes it back to us. I got my guy. See if he makes it back to us. Now, Desmond Ridder at the 1403. John Mechie at the 1404. Okay. Yeah. I think people are going to be a little upset when we draft our player. I think it's the easy selection on the board right now. Probably should have gone off a while ago. Very similar to some of the other names that we've said. Sleeper messed up their ADP. Sam Howell goes, so we're going to go ahead. We're going to take Khalil Herbert whenever you do have David Montgomery as a free agent this offseason. I feel like that's a very safe pick. Let me go through and let me show off this entire draft board. I mean, I feel like we could have done a better job than we did, but I think it's respectable. I think that we have a lot of assets that we can work with in the offseason through trade, especially with those rookie picks at the very top, having the 102, the 105, and the 107. I am very happy with. But thank you again, ladies and gentlemen, for being a part of the flock. I truly do appreciate you. Make sure you go down there, drop a like on this live stream. It does help us out a ton, especially if you want more Dynasty content. And if you want to check out any of these props on Underdog Fantasy or get the free Patrick Mahomes bet, you can find the link in the live chat, find it in the description. They'll also match your first deposit dollar for dollar up 200. But thank you again. I appreciate you. I hope you have a great day and hope we get to see you out with the video tomorrow.